Passion for the sport of rugby. What got you into it?
Well, I was a born boy, bred up in the Welsh Valley, so it was part of the culture of the towns that I lived in Wales. That rugby was part of the very fabric of the country, so you had no option but to play as a child. But it's one of those sports that's got a great set of core values to it, and once you get involved, you want to carry on playing. Well, working for Premiership Rugby, which has now become one of the most competitive leagues in the world, and the ability to, and all the expertise that we generate within those clubs, the ability to share that expertise and help grow and develop the game of rugby around the world. So we've got programs, our Try Rugby program, which is our partnership with the British Council, runs now in Brazil, and we've got 15,000 young people every week participating in that program there. And rugby is becoming a big market here in the US. It's one of the fastest growing sports here, and we want to be able to share that expertise and help grow and develop the game here.
Now, what was it about the sport of rugby that helped shape you into the man that we're seeing today?
Well, I think one of the big things with rugby is that set of core values. So the idea of teamwork, the respect, the discipline, all of those kind of things that come with the game is wherever you go in the world, those are fundamental kind of core values for people who are involved within our sport. And to be able to use those core values to transfer beyond the rugby field, but to everyday life. So whether it be the workplace, your family, how you conduct yourself with other people when you pass them in the street. I think rugby teaches you some really good skills, some really good values, and something that we want to use to help develop young people with.
Do you think that there's a spot for rugby here in New York? Because there's so many sports. Do you think that maybe once New Yorkers see rugby and have a chance to catch the action live, that they'll grow to love it just as much as you loved it growing up?
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I think when people get to sample a game live, they see the physical intensity of the game, the pace of the game, and the skills that go with it. And with London Irish and Saracens coming here on the 12th of March to play in the Red Bull Arena, two fantastic clubs, two great teams. I'm sure we're going to get a great spectacle and a great game. And I think once the New Yorkers get a chance to see that, I'm sure they'll increase their following. We're already seeing the game grow very, very quickly here in terms of the youth participation, and I'm sure that's going to transfer through to that audience.
What does it mean for you to be able to pass the game of rugby on to the youth of America, and just the youth in general? What does that mean for you personally?
Yeah, it's a great privilege for me to come from a playing background and still to be involved within the sport and to be able to share that great sport with other people around the world, especially in countries where rugby isn't a traditional sport. To be able to take that game in, introduce it, see people's love and passion grow for the game, and watch the game flourish is a fantastic thing for us to be able to do as individually, but also as a professional sports league.
For you, as a former player, how would you describe the sport of rugby for those first-time viewers watching it? How would you describe the sport?
I think rugby's a great sport in terms of it's got a really good balance, so it's a game for all shapes and sizes of people from different backgrounds, and seeing that come together in a team is a really core part of the game. And it's a fast game, a dynamic game. We see lots of great contacts and but lots of delicate skills as well, so that really kind of blend is something I think is really important.
For those either parents or teachers looking for good resources to get their kids into the sport of rugby, can you recommend any for those watching?
Yeah, well, look, I think Try Rugby is something that we're looking to bring to the US, and that's really fundamental in that. So a lot of the capacity building and coach education work is something that's fundamental to that program, to make sure that young people get a safe and a high quality experience when they come and sample the game. So a real focus of our work is really going to be helping develop those kind of resources, the skill sets of the coaches, to make sure that young people get a fantastic experience every time they come along.
Can you talk more about the development of Try Rugby and how it was developed and how it was formed into what the program that we're seeing here today?
Yeah, so Try Rugby is a partnership between Premiership Rugby and the British Council, and it's our global partnership where it looks to grow and develop the game of rugby around the world, but it also looks to utilise those core values to develop young people's fundamental skills with. So it's something that we started in Brazil in the build-up to the Olympics, so it was a good opportunity to see if we could take rugby to what is the football, the soccer's craziest sort of country on the planet, and what we've been able to do is see the 15,000 young people every week now participating in that program. So if it can work in Brazil, it can work anywhere, and we're now starting to roll that out and expand around the world. So Colombia, Argentina, South Africa, and hopefully here in the US too.
And lastly, just any message from you for the fans watching this at home, anything that you want to plug, any websites you'd like to give a shout out to, just anything, any message you'd like to have, feel free to do so now.
Well, I think for the rugby fans, I think the first thing is, the first time ever we're going to see an Aviva Premiership game outside of the UK. So we see the NFL coming to London and the success that's been, and here we've got Aviva Premiership Rugby coming to the US. So get yourselves along, go and watch the game. I'm sure you'll have a fantastic experience. And then hopefully, we want to see your kids and young people get involved in the sport through Try Rugby.
And is there like any website that people could check out with the Try Rugby or what you're doing? Is there any website that they could go visit?
Yeah, if you go to premiershiprugby.com, then all of the information about our community work, both in the UK and our global program Try Rugby, is all there for people to find.